close. Yeah, real close. But I can feel the darkness twisting. It wants this more than anything. It thrives on the madness. You can feel the coming eclipse, and it's agitated. I'm beginning to lose control.
Welcome back to the darkness. We've returned to Pier 19 so soon after our last visit that the police are still here investigating it as a crime scene. Got chalk outlines of Paulie's boys that we had to dispatch. And plenty of blood spatter.
67 is Central Pier. Central Pier. You've got suspicious activity at Pier 19.
And there's our investigators now. We're going to introduce ourselves, but we're going to do it from an advantageous position. Take advantage of the fact that they're distracted to get up close to them. And also give them time to group up for optimum efficiency. But I'd like to do a little something different with this one. There's an option here to turn off the gore. Been meaning to show this off for a long time. Now's my last chance, so let's see what it's like to have a non-violent killing spree. Perfectly family-friendly so far.
What the hell?
Nothing objectionable about any of this, I should say. Now let's see what a non-violent heart eating looks like. It's no heart at all, just some kind of aura. Darkness Head just kinda hits a random spot near the corpse and swallows nothing. It's the darkness experience we've wanted all along. All the violence with none of the bloodshed to further abstract us from the consequences to our actions. If anything, it's like a desensitization simulator. Quite disturbing. Also, this waterfront is very shallow. Not sure a tanker like the Santa Maria would even be able to park there. But anyway, Jackie's hands are about the bloodiest thing in this field of corpses. So let's go fix that. I don't know what fucking joker put this gore option in the game, but it serves no practical purpose. There's our getaway boat. Onward to the endgame. Well, we haven't been out to this side of Pier 19. Something to see at least.
So, Jackie.
Yo, Estacado, it's me, Mario Delarte. Butcher sent me to take you to Paulie's mansion when you were finished with your business. Ready to go?
This is our point of no return. Last chance to go take care of anything we might have missed, but we already have 100%.
I'm ready. Okay, get in.
End of story. Except I'm not the one lining up for the last rites. It's my loving Uncle Paulie. He knows the end of the story as well as I do, but he don't like it as much. You know what I say to that? Fuck him.
I seen that stupid little prick shovel a whole mountain of shit onto some good friggin' people. Dealing with dope heads and selling out to the cops. You take Paulie Franchetti out, I'll be right behind you. You remember?
That's this game's morality in a nutshell. Drugs and cops are bad, everything else is good. And Mario disappears into the distance.
The sun shall fall into darkness. The time of darkness comes.
The fabled eclipse is beginning, but it's not here yet. It's our first time being out in the sun. It's very dangerous for the darkness right now. As much as they've built up Jackie as a heroic power fantasy, he's completely fucked without his superpowers, which he cannot summon at all in the sunlight. Which makes this encounter the most crucial of the entire area.
Death will not become you.
That should have our requisite death out of the way. Been a while since we saw those cool post-mortem pictures, too. The one of Mario is especially disturbing for some reason. Every light we pass will automatically explode because the darkness is just that powerful at this point. By not waiting around for these guys to get further down the path, we can sort of pin them way the hell away from us and take pot shots from a hypothetically safe distance.
More dead is better. Feed me with murder.
Any of those shots could have randomly hit and killed me, but now that I've eaten a heart, I can at least get a temporary shield.
Do not stop.
That should be enough to get me to my next kill. We can build up some momentum, get a good kill chain going. The eclipse is coming along nicely.
Kill them all, so go to
Also, Darklings will randomly summon themselves as we make our way through here. That'll be helpful too. Even still, we are not going to see those damn pre-order Darklings. The golfer and baseball bat Darklings. I've only ever seen them each one time in all my time playing this game. But to spoil it, they do not have unique kill animations, they just use the same animation as the machete Darkling that we've already got out, despite the fact that their weapons are blunt. Another thing we haven't seen is executions for the assault rifles. Anytime we fire a rifle within execution range, the enemy just drops down dead with no animation at all. I don't know if that's all they came up with for us, or if the animations are glitched or what, but it just doesn't work. There are executions though, but they can only be performed on unarmed enemies, which is fucked up. I have been killing unarmed enemies throughout the game. And the animations are all really disappointing. Jackie just hits them with the butt of the gun, and they fall down dead immediately. There are a bunch of executions for the pistol, though, that will only play if you use them on unarmed enemies. And as such, I have very rarely seen them. At least one of them involves Jackie putting his gun through the person's face, which changes their character model to be split down the center of the head. They really overdid it as a way to encourage you to kill civilians, which I guess is what people wanted in 2007.
Jackie, I see you, you little pisshead!
Just up ahead is Paulie's mansion, at long last. I've caught up to him, but we gotta get in there first. This requires us taking out the spotlights. This old trick that every enemy in the game has pulled on us at this point. And it never works. And we also have to cross the courtyard, which is very, very dangerous. The constantly spawning Darklings make it a little easier. And you can go around the side, spawn additional Darklings, just to make sure they're good and distracted as you go through the route of least resistance. So, since we're getting pretty close to Paulie, let's talk a little more about his role in the comics. He is the cousin of Jackie's adoptive father, He ran the Franchetti family out of Philadelphia, but he moved up to New York City to fill the power vacuum caused when Jackie killed his father. He tried to recruit Jackie at first, by doing charming things like blowing up his orphanage, but Jackie steadfastly refused until Paulie revealed that his dearly departed Jenny had a long-lost sister that even she didn't know about. So Jackie is forced into compliance by the knowledge that Paulie's got a sniper trained on Jenny's sister. Apart from that contrived blackmailing effort, Paulie is pretty much the most generic mobster you've ever seen. Totally ruthless, kills anybody he suspects of any disobedience. He kinda sucks. And we're about to go meet him. In fact, we are more than ready. Could just walk in the door right now. And I don't think the mobsters out here are ever going to stop coming. I'm just having myself a little fun. It also buys me some time to explain that once we do open that door, there's going to be a whole lot of screen flashing and hard-to-watch visual effects. If you're affected by that sort of thing, or you just don't want to risk giving yourself a headache, I would recommend skipping ahead to 13 minutes and 38 seconds. If you pause the video, there should be a link in the description that should fast forward you right to that spot. And you won't even miss anything plot relevant.
Relinquish all control.
Alright, here we go.
My gun, Jackie, has once brought the feed. I grow strong upon you, Jackie. Show 'em what you can do with my powers.
Death to the invaders!
Pure vessel, let me.
Let's go!
Yours is the power of darkness.
Oh my God! Jesus! Oh.
Show you. It should be right here only. Can you feel it? Your rage feeds our bow. Make them fear you.
Let's kill a commie.
So that was just the darkness coming up with 100 different ways to say it's taken over this dump that Jackie calls a body. It also makes a point of showing off the unique kills for the two most recently collected Darklit costumes. basically admitting on their part that it's impossible to see them in-game any other way. There are only a handful of portals in the game that even summon those costumes, and against these endgame guns, the Darkling has no chance of getting in melee range. A lot was cut from this game, and I assume the final chapter got the worst of it. It's a shame we didn't get to see those kill animations more often. They're pretty cool, although they do pale in comparison to that Uzi cartwheel we just saw. And here's the machete kill that both of the pre-order costumes use, instead of anything unique.
All control of the prison is mine. We are the stuff of nightmares. You like the blood, don't you?
Not happening. No. Please. Jackie, come on. We've been through so much together, man. It wasn't me. It was Paulie. I swear to God, it was Paulie.
And if you didn't already realize that we are basically omnipotent at this point, all the rest of Paulie's gang has been taken out in a non-interactive cutscene.
Oh God, oh God, oh God, I can't feel my legs. Oh God, please. I have a family, please. Please.
Unmistakable parallels to the opening cutscene when the darkness first emerged. Only this time we are clearly supposed to feel some sort of pathos with our victims.
Don't hurt me anymore, please. Take him. Take him. He had something to do with it. I know he did. Please.
Okay. I guess we got our revenge now.
Oh, please. Please, just let me live. Please. I'll do anything. Please take him. I told you I don't know anything.
This is a really weird time to start trying to guilt us for all the violence we've committed. Too little too late. And I have to seriously doubt that it's going to prevent us from committing acts of violence on Paulie.
You think you made a difference here, Estacado? Nothing's changed, you fucking piker! You brought this on by yourself, Jackie! I didn't do shit that you didn't do yourself! The problem with you is, you never learned how to listen! You always wanted to be me! It doesn't work that way, Jackie! You got something, kid. That stuff with the dog is a neat trick. But you don't have what it takes to capitalize.
This entire chase of the staircase can be skipped if you climb the ladder on the first floor instead of the final floor.
Who cares about some dead chick when you coulda owned the world?
Paulie still gets to the lighthouse before you, even if you do that, though.
You're a dead man! You hear me? A dead man! It was a weakness, Jackie! You shouldn't have cared!
No matter what you do, this is where Paulie makes his last stand. He'll just sit in there, hurling threats at you.
You ain't gonna kill me! You know why? 'Cause you're soft!
He's got tons of unique dialogue here, and we haven't heard a word from him since Chapter 1, so let's hear him out. Give him his say.
You should have come to me! I would have seen you right when you fucked me, and that means you ain't worth shit to me!
He also takes a long break in between every one of his insults, so I'm gonna cut around that.
This girl you had, Jenny, whatever the fuck her name was, she was a biting on you, Jackie. I did you a goddamn favor, you ungrateful shit. Okay, so she died. So that was criminal. But you and me are even now. Look at this as an opportunity. You learned a valuable lesson. I could still use a guy like you, Jackie. I'm prepared to let bygones be bygones.
Seems like he's moved on to the bargaining stage of grief.
Don't you do this to me, Estacado! You're making a big mistake! You fucked me, Estacado! You stupid, stubborn motherfucking cocksucker! You think you can take me out like it's some goddamn movie? Real life ain't no fucking fairy tale! You think if I go down, I don't take everyone you know with me? It's a last man standing, Jackie. I aim to be last. This is your last warning, you dumb piece of shit! Answer me!
Well, if that is his last warning, I guess it's time that we gave him our answer. But we're gonna do it in a straight-up ritualistic way, using our good old-fashioned birthday guns. Let's put this asshole down. He's done enough damage.
Listen, Jackie, I've been thinking. I know this worked out bad for both of us, but there's no need to be rash here. Why don't you fucking listen to me, you piece of shit?
When he dies, I own you. Take his life so that I can take yours.
I mean, you think hard. Don't make a hasty decision. I could do a lot for a guy like you.
Fucker's still not dead. Now we're faced with something of a devil's bargain.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, I'm serious. Anything you want, you just ask. I can get it for you. You want a cut? Just say the word. We're both men of the world, you and me. We know the score. Just let me go, okay?
Kill him and lose your soul to me.
Paulie happens to be the very last kill the darkness needs to take over for good.
Don't do this, Jackie. Please. I'm begging you on my very soul.
For me, they do not get suffer. Do it, Jackie.
No! Estacado, you fucking piece of shit. I hope you rot in hell forever.
Now you are mine. Mine.
And that was the end of the line.
There's always a little light in the darkness. Didn't I tell you so, sweets?
Jenny?
We get one moment, Jackie. It's all they can allow.
What? Who?
Just one moment. Just to say goodbye.
You were everything to me. And all I ever did was kill you. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
I can't forgive you, Jackie. How can I forgive you when it wasn't your fault? You have to go now.
I don't want to go. I want to stay here with you.
I know.
Am I dreaming?
Yes. You have to wake up now. Wake up.
And that, my friends, was the darkness. Paulie literally got the last word in his own death, and the darkness took over Jackie's soul. We, the player, lost in every imaginable way.
Wake up. The past stops right now.
At least we get a cool ending song. This is Captain Midnight by Tomahawk, a band whose lead singer is Mike Patton. We finally get to hear the legendary singing voice of our dark passenger. And the lyrics are vaguely related to the conversation we just had with Jenny, which you just gotta love that Jackie dreams that he is relieved of guilt for putting his loved one in a extremely deadly situation without her knowledge. Comic book Jenny bails on New York City entirely the first time her life is threatened because of association with Jackie, which does her little good in the end, but at least it shows some initiative and awareness of the danger she's in. But anyway, here comes the cool part of the song. And then it goes back to being warbly and ephemeral. So all these voice actors here really elevated the script they had to work with. Many of these characters returned for The Darkness 2, but almost all of them were recast and are not played by the same actors that we're seeing here. The only one I know for sure remains the same is Mike Patton as The Darkness. Of course, he's indispensable. I do want to highlight Alex Mann, voice of Jimmy the Grape in this game. I thought he did a phenomenal job with his relatively small role, and I pointed that out the first time we spoke to him. Unfortunately, he's the one who had to be recast because he died of tongue cancer in 2010, 2 years before The Darkness 2 was released. But while we are giving credit where it's due, I should note that I have sped up the credits by more than 33% because they normally scroll so slowly as to be excruciating and take over 10 minutes to get to the end. While I was screwing around with things, I took the opportunity to add more Mike Patton-y goodness. The song we're hearing now is My Ass Is On Fire by Mr. Bungle. Normally we would just be hearing more of the game's score at this point, but I decided to spice things up with a taste of my favorite Mike Patton project. This piece in particular demonstrates the sort of vocal talents that got him cast as The Darkness in the first place. He is an uncommonly skilled vocalist with a very rare 8-octave vocal range. Makes him perfectly suited to performing all sorts of different genres of music, oftentimes in the same song. It also opened up a lot of doors when he decided to get into voice acting. The Darkness was his very first role, but that same year he voiced the Anger Core in Portal and all the monsters in I Am Legend. Quite a busy year, and he's done a fair bit of voice acting since then. Personally, I thought he was merely okay. That is, until we got to Chapter 4, and that weird boss fight against him where you don't actually have to do anything. As lame as the gameplay was there, he really brought it in the voice acting. Made it fun to just sit there and listen to him. But enough about the best thing about this game, let's talk about some of the worst things. I personally didn't like the pacing. I don't like being deprived of gameplay for such extended periods of time. I also had the same problem with Pyre, so that's more my issue. The bigger issue is that it's so of its time. Almost to the exact day. The game was released 1 month before BioShock, and it is impossible to look at it the same way after that, because BioShock really took a wrench to the idea of railroading players into simplistic, repetitive gameplay like this. This Let's Play was selected for me via poll, and the votes were almost unanimous for The Darkness. So I started playing the game, and about a chapter in, I wasn't sure I wanted to do the Let's Play. But now that it's over, I gotta say I had a lot of fun with it. And it was inarguably right up my alley. It's got glaring similarities to many games I've Let's Played before, and had I played it in 2007, it probably would have been my single favorite game. I'm just kind of hypercritical of its flaws and technical limitations and questionable messages now because I kinda have to be, but I think it was definitely worth showing off. What I think I liked the most was all the weird, missable side content that had nothing to do with the game itself. We've already got more than an hour of bonus videos up, and I could easily do a ton more. I could do like a Darkling kill compilation, compile all the death screens. I could go through and say no to all the side quests in the game, because there's unique dialogue anytime you do that. Of course, all of this would be a ton of work, but the point is, it's all there. If you were to play the game yourself, you'd see a bunch of stuff that I missed. I very much look forward to playing the sequel. It seems to be improved in many ways that I think I'll enjoy. So many thanks to everyone who selected this for me, and thanks to everyone who watched. I will be seeing you with the next one eventually. Have a happy Halloween if you're watching this anytime near that time of year. For now though, enjoy the rest of Mike Patton's tour de force. My ass is on fire.